In the year of our Lord 1691, Simon Belmont entered Castlevania, made his way through the dark and twisted fortress, and destroyed Dracula, but at a terrible cost. The wounds inflicted during their battle slowly gnawed at his soul, and over the last 7 years, he's been rotting from the inside out. He's travelled back to Transylvania, presumably to live out the final days of his life, when a beautiful maiden appears in front of him and tells him that by collecting the 5 pieces of Dracula's mortal body, bringing them to his castle and destroying them once and for all, the curse will be lifted and he will be saved. So, that's our quest for this game, Simon's quest, to go and collect all of those pieces, make our way to the castle, and free Simon. Hello there everyone, and welcome to a new playthrough. This time, we are playing Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, a contentious entry in the franchise because, unlike the Castlevania games that came out before and after it, it is not a level-by-level action platformer. Rather, it's something slightly more unique. If you were to describe it as anything, you probably would say that it is an early version of the Metroidvania genre, which is something that really wasn't seen at the time. So now, that means that there's a very different game here. We have NPCs, we have towns, we have one giant interconnected world rather than several individual levels, so it's a very different game. Crooked traders offering bum deals in this town, very useful. But perhaps its most famous point is that it is incredibly confusing. Oh, you're new. First thing to do in this town is buy a white crystal. Yes, it is famously a very confusing game that doesn't tell you much about what's going on and what you need to do. So I have made the executive decision to do as most people do when playing this game, and get up a game facts guide that should hopefully make things a little easier to progress with. That's our priest, they're our healers for the game. So I hope you don't begrudge me having a little guide open in the corner to kind of help us along, because you might have gathered already, but the NPCs aren't going to be the most useful at directing us where we need to go on this giant map. I'll give us some advice, but not much help beyond that. 13 clues will solve Dracula's riddle. Like, what does that mean? Oh, rumour has it the ferryman at Dead River loves garlic. That'll come in useful later. Now, what we need to do in this opening town of Jova, the first town in the game, we can actually ignore that. We don't need the thorn whip for now. That's actually not a very useful upgrade. Or it is very useful, but it's not very money efficient, because yes, this game has a money system. Believe it or not. So, what we're looking for here is a white crystal. A magic potion will destroy the wall of evil. Very useful. So there's a couple of vendors in this town. That guy up there had the thorn whip. We don't really need that. Here's another reason why this game was so unique. It has a day-night cycle, which is very unusual for the time. Now, when it goes from day to night, all of the townspeople disappear and a bunch of zombies and ravens and the like turn up, which we'll have to go and fight. Now, oof. Now, that's actually not beneficial for us. We actually want to have the townspeople turn up because we have things we need to buy from them. So we're going to have to wait until the next day turns up, which will be in 3 minutes. And the day-night cycle is actually related to the story of this game. So the better you do, the faster you beat the game, the better the ending you get. I believe there's 3 endings. You know, a good, a bad, and then a kind of a neutral ending. So we're not really aiming for that. just because, you know, this is our first time playing. It'll be a bit difficult to do anything. So this is actually kind of beneficial for us, though, having these enemies turning up, because it means that we can do a little bit of early grinding. Because enemies drop more hearts when at night time. We got wolfmen, we got skeletons, and we're gonna just wait until it's daytime again, so we can go back into the town and grab some loot. But we can collect some hearts for now. Get you before you can jump. Now we can open them here. What we need for the moment is 100 hearts, which we are gathering from enemies. Because we need to buy the white crystal for 50 hearts, and then we also need to buy holy water for another 50 hearts. There was that thorn whip that you saw earlier, but that's not actually needed at this point in time. We can wait for the next town and buy the upgrade there, and that's more cost efficient. So we have a small list of upgrades, but they're very useful ones. We can just do some grinding and grab some hearts from these guys for now. Now the skeletons are easy, the wolfmen a little bit harder because they jump, so we need to hit them right at the edge of our whip so that they are destroyed before they can start jumping around. Or else they'll become, of course, far more dangerous. But luckily, we can throw out our whip pretty quickly, so it's all good. Boom. Another one. Again, we only need to wait about 3 minutes for the next day to come along, and then we'll enter the town, grab our holy water, and then we'll head along this way. Because we're going to head to the first mansion of the game, which is where we'll find the body parts, the Berkeley Mansion. But we need to grab some loot to be able to make our way through that safely. So, head back into town. We'll talk to the priest to go heal. But let's see, that you look like a vendor. Do you have some loot for us? Buy a white crystal. Yes, please. We need that. And then I believe that you're the other vendor we'll need to talk to. Want to buy holy water. Yes, do I have the hearts? I do. Now, this game's a little bit different to the last one, so hearts are now our currency rather than like a MP system. So I believe we can basically spam our sub-weapons as much as we want, which will make things a little bit easier. Now, let's talk to this priest. Wrong jump, wrong button. Rest here for a while. There you go. Health healed up, and we can progress onwards. We can technically go right from this town, but that is not beneficial for us. That'll go into Belasco, Mars, and that's a much later game area. Because again, this is an early Metroidvania, so you'll be returning to early areas over and over and over and over again with later loot. Now, holy water, I don't think it's actually as beneficial as it was in the last game, because I'm not sure whether it actually deals damage to enemies. It seems like its main purpose in this game is rather more for revealing secrets, or at least certainly that's how the guide I'm reading describes it. Now we can get through these guys pretty quickly. Now this broken bridge section is called quite dangerous because just like the last game, if we get knocked into the water, that's us dead. So we'll wait for the fistmen to disappear. Or at least destroy them as soon as they do appear. Right, come on, go away. There we are. Down. Oh. Ah, a little bit too far below us. Makes things a bit more difficult. What do we do about that? Maybe if we're down here already. Yep, there we go. That's what we need to do. Just get straight down there. Now, we can open our sub-menu this time with Start. And we want to grab 150 hearts for an upgrade before we enter the Mansion, which is found up here. We actually want to continue down this way, somehow. We should be able to get down here. Ah, that's how. We need to throw the holy water. Not sure what's going on with that. It looks like it's sort of a slow damage over time sort of thing. Now, let's avoid these skeletons, because again, it's not completely different from the original game. It's still dangerous to be climbing staircases with enemies around. And again, we really do kind of want to wait until nighttime to be grinding, because as much as enemies get tougher, they also drop more hearts. So it's a bit more efficient to wait until nighttime and grab the hearts there. But again, we want 150 to go and upgrade our whip. There we go. What a horrible night to have a curse. Oh, forward to nighttime. Enemies will get a bit tougher, but seeing as we're fighting skeletons, that's not much saying much, because they're still only 2 hits. But more importantly, we'll be grabbing more hearts every time we kill them. We're in a pretty good spot, just going back and forth up here. And we'll just sit here for a moment. Okie dokie, it has been a successful grinding mission. Let's see, destroying all of these guys. How many hearts we got? 154. That's good enough to go down for Veros. So, we need to go down these stairs from the sounds of it. Lots of skeletons spawning in. Wait for that guy to go away, so we're safe. And then it's somewhere along here, this downwards area. We also leveled up at some point, and I'm not quite sure how that works, but we did. And my guide says that you should be able to go down somewhere here. Perhaps it's actually on the next screen. Let's have a look. Obviously, this is the original NES, so to deal with the divergent paths, it's basically all just staircases. There we go. That's the staircase we need to go down. Wait for you to go by so we can hit you. And then we head down here to the town of Veros, where there's a couple of extra upgrades waiting for us. So through this little cave. Now we don't want to go into the water, because even in towns that kills us, as we saw earlier. A rib can shield you from evil. Very cool. Right. Make our way over the water, through here. And it doesn't look like there's anything here. But apparently it's actually, we need to come through to here, open the door there. And here's the vendor. Will you buy a dagger? I realise now that I've actually miscounted how many hearts we need. We will buy that in a moment, but the bigger upgrade here is actually a little further along. So, if we jump over, don't believe any of these guys are particularly useful. Laurels in your soup enhances its aroma. Yeah, very useful, thanks. We will talk to this guy though, because I would like to heal a little bit. Rest here for a while. I think I was actually on full health. Bit awkward. But there should be another open house somewhere in the village. Is it up here? Yes. And this is where we are going to go and upgrade our whip. Through the door. Looks like the last one from the sounds of it. There's Yeah, there you go. There's a particular area where we can brick some blocks and make our way down these steps. You can see why you need a guide to make your way through, because even here it's pretty cryptic. Talk to you. Purchase a chain whip. Yes, please. And that will upgrade our whip's damage. Don't need another one, we've already got it. But let's get up these stairs. There we go. Not sure whether it's increased our range, but it should certainly have increased our damage. Now, technically, we have everything we need to deal with Berkeley Mansion, the first mansion of the game. That's effectively where we're aiming for at each of these, to find each of Dracula's parts. But before I go there, I would like to grab that final dagger. So, I will hope that you will give me just a moment to go and once again grind some hearts out, and we will make our way over to Berkeley Mansion with a dagger in hand, which will make things a little bit easier. But for now, we just need to grind some hearts. See you guys in a moment. One very productive night later, we have 200 hearts. So, let's talk to this guy. Buy our dagger, which we can equip through this menu. So we'll select this here. Nope. Need to do it away from the guy so that I can actually throw it. There you go. It fires out a fairly decent distance. We'll see how well it works as we head over to the mansion, which isn't too hard to figure out. I mean, there's only really one other direction that we've kind of come by here. It's just up these stairs, deal with these skeletons. The chain whip has done a very good job so far. I'm very happy with the chain whip's performance. It's a good upgrade. Face in the right direction though, Simon. That'll probably help. See, and we can now throw our dagger out like that. We don't have to worry about trying to jump at the right time. Grab you. And here it is, the first mansion of the game. We're a little bit damaged already, but that'll just have to do. Now, the reason we needed this white crystal is because without it, this platform here wouldn't have spawned. It's invisible, I believe intangible, unless you have the white crystal on you. So we did need that white crystal for this bit. Now, there are a couple of secrets in this level, so let me just pull up my guide. The path splits, forces you to either go up or down. Now, apparently we want to avoid going down. There's nothing at all beneficial that way. We actually want to go up. And let's just see how these slimes react, because I don't want to go up there and just get immediately damaged. Oh, it looks like they're all just running away from us. Well, that's beneficial. We've got gargoyles here, but they're easy enough to deal with. What's less easy to deal with is this skeleton, because of our awkward NES jumping ability. And the fact we're hitting our head. So, we don't have much room to hit them. There we go. That's what we needed to do. Now, there are these things called hint books throughout the game. I believe one of them's along this way. So, I'll head this direction. Deal with you. There we go. Dagger goes through you this time. And now we open our menu, we grab the holy water, throw them in this corner, and here is our first hint book. A symbol of evil will appear when you strike the stake. Spelled incorrectly, but there we are. Open that up and make our way back over these spikes. Now, we're going to go and replace our holy water with the dagger again, just because I like the extra range. We're going to try and not get hit by these slimes. There we go. Good. Okay, we're in a bit of a tough position here. Might actually be worthwhile getting the holy water again to freeze this guy in place. Oh, lucky. We'll change again. After the last game, it feels great having this kind of control over our sub-weapons. Okay. A bit of a tricky jump here. Oof. That was a long time coming, that jump. Took me ages. But it's fine. We're all good. Can progress pretty easily dealing with these skeleton warriors. They're not too dangerous. I'm not quite sure how they're much different from the original skeletons, to be honest. That's awkward. Let's see, where does... Oh, spawns just right in the same place. I believe, though, that does... No, it doesn't get rid of our hearts. Okay. So there isn't really much penalty for dying, as it turns out. Right. Switch to the holy water so we can deal with this guy. And deal with the slimes eventually. It's a really tight jump, this one. Like you're off the edge of the block by the time you need to jump. It feels a bit tricky, but you'll get there eventually. Now I believe these last two blocks are phantom. The last two blocks? Yes. Oh no, sorry, it's the upper two blocks, these two that are fake. So it's a long jump from there. A tricky one. We'll see how long that takes us. Okay, there we go. Got up there eventually. Now we just progress into this next screen. There we go. So that's what the skeleton warriors do. They can do something. They don't just wander towards you. But it's alright. We'll deal with them nice and easily. Now we're going to have to head down these stairs. Head down these stairs and then not go back up them. Whole sub-weapons thing. Is it here? Now, maybe it's the holy water. Or is it another staircase down? And then we carry along. Now deal with these guys. And we're going to want to head up here. And jump over these spikes to talk to this guy. Invest in an oak stake. Yes, please. We're going to need that oak stake in just a moment, but before we carry on, we'll grab another hint book. Destroy the curse and you'll rule Brahms Mansion. Well, this is Berkeley Mansion, so not really useful yet. If you don't have a guide, if you were playing this back when it came out in the 80s, you'd have to try and figure out your way just through these, so you can imagine how much of a nightmare it was. You can imagine why everyone just says, use a guide. And I have to say, it feels... No, another hint book here. A flame flickers inside the ring of fire. Well, I think that's kind of how that probably got its name, to be honest. That's no real surprise. Grab you. Head down. Another level. Right, let's see. I believe from here we just carry on. Yes. Whoa, okay. Secret block. That shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so as it turns out, that hole takes you right back to the very start of the mansion, so you definitely want to avoid it. Let's see. Left block under the second pillar. Okay, no, it's this staircase that you need to go down first. Right. Let's see. Holy water, holy water, holy water. We're just checking for the hole. Yep. There we go, and I believe that's the only one, so we are now safe, luckily. So we now head in here. Take out that guy before anything can happen. And grab this orb. Oh yeah, no, sorry, it's the stake we need. That's why we needed the stake. To open that. That will give us... We now possess Dracula's rib. And I believe each of these do give us an upgrade of some kind, but I'm not sure what. Ah, yes. Gives you a sealed. I'm not quite sure how it works, but there we go. Now, we'll finish the episode in just a moment, but let's go and leave the mansion first. We can technically take the long way back, or... we can just use this to our advantage and just drop down the hole. We'll take the dagger so we can destroy you easily. And then it's easiest if we just head this way. We have to deal with the gargoyles, but that's fine. Take you down. Head through here. And you can see the route I ended up having to take when I fell down. It's up here, yep. Take you out. And if you recognize this, it's because it's the start of the mansion. If we go and re-equip the white crystal, you can see there's the platform coming back. There you go. That is the first part of Dracula's Curse complete. We have collected Dracula's rib. We've got the holy water and the dagger. We're in a good position. We have plenty of hearts, which we can use going into the next episode to buy some more stuff. We have taken a long time to do things, which will put us not in particularly good stead to get a good ending, but we're not really aiming for that. That's more of a repeat playthrough kind of thing. For now, though, I hope you enjoyed the video, and tune in next time. For now, ciao.